Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cabinetry Accelerator podcast. My name is Jeff and I'm on the team here at the Cabinetry Accelerator program and then also work alongside Travis in our cabinetry shop. And today I want to focus and talk a little bit about websites. How do we create a website that when a potential client goes to it, they want to work more with us. They want to learn more about us. They want to deal with us and have our cabinetry in their home. See, one of the biggest opportunities that many cabinetry businesses are missing right now is having a clean, professional website that clearly communicates who they are and why someone should work with them. One of the biggest mistakes that I see companies make is developing an overly complicated and overly cluttered and busy website, thinking that all of these extra details and descriptions are going to be effective in helping them stand out, and that's just simply not true. It may feel that way, but it's just not true. A website, it doesn't need to be complicated to be effective. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes businesses make is trying to say too much, to show too much, or overcomplicate the experience. And there's a phrase that we use often. It's, if you confuse, you lose. If you confuse, you lose. Clear messaging always wins. And now, most of the clients that we work with fall into one of two categories regarding their websites. They either don't have a website because they don't have the time or the expertise to build a good one, which, fair, or there's this other camp that we see and they already have a website developed, but it's outdated, it's cluttered, it's confusing, or simply not generating leads. And the reality is your website is often the first impression that someone gets of your business. Before they call you, before they visit your showroom, before they trust you with a large project or even a small project for that matter, they visit your website. And within just a few seconds, they get to decide whether your company feels professional, feels trustworthy, and is worth contacting. Which means we ought to take the time to make sure that we have a website that's worth spending time on. So a productive website, it should quickly answer a few simple questions. Who are you? What do you do? And why should someone trust you? Also, how do they contact you? That's a very important one as well. But that's it. It's not a lot that needs to be on this website. The most effective cabinetry sites are usually simple, clean, easy to navigate, visually professional, and focused on lead generation. That's a big key. Your website, it should have clear messaging. It should be right there on the homepage, a contact form or a call to action on every single one of your pages, client testimonials, a portfolio of completed work, an About Us page that builds trust and tells people who you are, not just what you offer, but who you actually are. We'll come back to this in a second. And also a clean, mobile-friendly layout. That's another important thing to consider since most people, they'll be looking at your website for the first time on their phone. So when all of this is done correctly, your website becomes a lead-generating tool, not just an online brochure. So let me show you a couple examples of, we'll call them bad websites, but just not so great, not well-designed websites that might seem okay on the surface if you're just looking at it at first glance, but are actually costing you leads and therefore costing you money. So this first one here, I'm going to blur out the logo to protect them a little bit, but just right off the bat, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a picture of a almost industrial, commercial-looking space, but the pictures, they're cut off over here. It doesn't give me a great feel for the quality of their cabinetry. All I know about them by looking at this is where they're located. Cool, you're in Eagan, awesome. And then I just see words on words on words on words. Let me tell you a secret. Nobody is reading this many words on your website. I don't care how well crafted they are. I don't care if you use AI to make this perfect description of who you are and what you do. If a client sees a book on your homepage, they're going on to the next company. They're looking for 5-star reviews and a website that looks aesthetically pleasing. So all of this, it's not getting read. What I'm seeing is this tells more about where they're located and less about who they are, what they do, what services they provide. There's some links down here, but again, it's busy, it's cluttered, it's hard to navigate, it's not aesthetically pleasing, there's bullet points everywhere. If you scroll all the way down, there's a video. This video right here, this should be the first thing that you see if it's a good, well-done video that tells about who you are. There's probably good information on here, but there's way too many tabs. There's too much going on. The only way that I can contact this company is based on this nearly cut off phone number on the top right corner that kind of blends in because it's a weird yellow color. It's hard. A next one really quick. This one won't even load. So all of the files that they have for their banner, if there are even pictures on this website, they won't load. The tabs over here on the right, they're not loading as well. So it's just hyperlinks, which again is not aesthetically pleasing. If I'm going on and I'm looking to redo my kitchen or my mudroom, or even just put in a short run of cabinets in my garage, or finish some built-ins near my fireplace, and I come across this website, I think, oh, this isn't a real company, or they don't have the time to fix their website. I'm just gonna move on. It's that simple. So, I mean, they have a contact for us, but it's not hyperlinked. There's no way to click. There's a few buttons over here, again, similar to up at top, that are just not the most aesthetically pleasing to navigate. Once you get down, you start seeing some pictures like, okay, this isn't so bad. We've got some pictures with some text next to it. That's how we like to structure some of our websites. But this picture here, it's not a professional photo. It's an unfinished space where a range should go, and it looks like they have a drink cooler placeholder there, so there's a lot of space. I'm seeing a dog before I'm seeing any of the cabinetry there. Again, it's fine to maybe bury deep in your portfolio page. This is good work. But there's probably better angles that you could be showcasing on the homepage of your website. Scroll down a little more, you see a guy working. For all I know, this could just be a stock photo that you pulled offline of a guy sanding. This right next to, it says a kitchen model can be stress-free. This doesn't say stress-free to me. It says, here's a guy prepping to paint some doors. Client testimonial, that's fine. An off-center button. Again, there's just a lot of work to be done here. Well, this top part is awful, but as you scroll, it's okay, but there's a lot better things that we can be doing. So let me just show you a website that we worked on recently that may not be full of frills, but it communicates clearly, it's simple, it establishes trust, and it drives people toward engagement. So here's this website. Again, first thing you see is a peaceful, calming, beautiful space. If I click onto this website, yes, I want my kitchen to look like that. I want, even if it's not the exact style, I don't want painted, I want hard, whatever. Have a beautiful photo or a company video right at top. What do? Professionally designed custom cabinetry, schedule a consultation. Right at the top. You move down, here's what we do all the way across. All of these are clickable. Want to learn more and contact us? Right there. What do clients say about us? Boom, right there. These are actual 5-star reviews for this company, and then schedule a consultation. 3 ways to engage with the company on the homepage. You can learn about us, who we are, all of these pictures. This is our team. These are builders that trust us. Here's a portfolio page. You can look at all of the work that we've been doing. Pictures load fast. They're not too large for the website so that they take so much time to load. Again, you have a very short period of time to catch people's attention. So if your pictures take 5 to 10 to more seconds to load, done. We're swiping, we're going on to the next company. So having the right sized pictures for your website makes a big difference. You can shop, you can inquire. Again, all of these things are working for you. This is a beautiful, simple website that helps drive leads and help your business. If your current website feels outdated, or if it feels confusing, or simply isn't generating leads, you are not alone. Again, these 2 websites that we went through, that's our competition. That is the people in this area selling cabinets. I'm sure they do incredible work, but it's hard to tell that by looking at their website. Again, you're not alone in the tough website game. The good news is that effective websites, they don't need to be overly complicated. They just need to be clear. Because at the end of the day, if you confuse, you lose. You lose leads, lose business, lose money. Nobody wants that, right? So I know this sounds like a lot. You're likely not a web designer yourself, and let me tell you, I wasn't either 10 years ago when I started building websites. But based on the examples that we walked through, I'm sure you can tell the difference between a well-designed, intentional website and an overcluttered, overwhelming mess. There is a difference. And whether you take the time to design a website yourself or you outsource the development, it's worth investing in. Your website, it should work for your business, not against it. Again, if someone shows up to a poorly designed website, it's working against you. It's stealing money from you. So if your current site it feels outdated, confusing, or simply isn't bringing in the kind of leads that you want, we would love to help you get a website that works for you. So schedule a free consult through the link in the description to learn more about how we can help guide you through the process step by step and show you what's possible for your business. Because implementing these few simple strategies into your website can help boost your image, your positioning, and ultimately your profits. So again, schedule a call below by clicking the link. Get a hold of us. Let's talk through your website and make a website that works for you and brings in more business. We'll see you on the next one.